Okay, hey, so I filmed this really cool video when I was at the beach. Ignore the messy bed behind me. Anyway, so I recorded that really cool video, but like a loser that I am, I lost my camera. Like I didn't lose it at the beach, it's somewhere in my house, but I'm messy, so anyway, so I wanted to take that video, edit it, and show it to you, and I would have posted it when this video is going to be going up, which is this Saturday. Tomorrow. So yeah, but unfortunately, since I couldn't find the camera, which has all of the film on it, I couldn't edit it and I couldn't get it up in time. I just couldn't. I can't. So instead, I am filming this other video, which I didn't want to put up until after 4th of July weekend because Diana's coming over for 4th of July weekend, and this does kind of ruin a surprise, but oh well. She doesn't get the surprise. Or, Diana, if you want the surprise, stop watching now. Come back to this video later. Stop, please. Okay, but, and also just in case you did stop, that's also why you see the thumbnail all blurred and stuff. Okay, so what I'm going to show you today is a cool DIY present that you can make for almost anyone that you're close to. And it's really easy, really fun, and really cool. And here's it. This is the one that I made for Diana. And I just love it. It's so cool. So yeah, I'll show you the recording where I'm going to be talking over it the whole time and telling you what I'm doing basically. But yeah, this is what you'll be getting. And you can also frame it or put it in a DIY frame. I think I'm going to try and do a DIY frame for Diana, but I'm not sure yet. If I do, I'll try. If I find my video camera and I decide to do it, then I'll try to record that for you so I can show you how to do a cool frame. Of course, everything depends on what materials you have available to you. I hate it when YouTubers are like, oh, look at this, it's so easy to do, anybody can do it. And then it's this huge list of materials that you need, and it's I did use an iPad Pro and an Apple Pencil for this, but that's not necessary. You could easily do this without that. It'll just be different. You can do this. You can do the drawing part electronically. You can even do it by hand if you want to. It's really personalizable. You can do it with any materials. This is just the way I chose to do it because this is the way I prefer doing it. You can obviously the style you draw in could be any style, whatever is good for you. This is the style that I like most of the time. I really like anime, so I really like to draw like that. So yeah, I'll show you the clips.
So here I just got a picture of Diana, and I'm just testing the pens to see which one I like best. And then I just start tracing the general outline of her. I see this weird hair bit, which you'll see in a minute, I actually end up erasing because even though that hair looks normal and natural, it doesn't in the style I'm using. So I just keep tracing her hair and just getting the general shape of her hair. Because that's the general outline of her face and everything is the way the hair falls around it and stuff. It's all really important. So I just, draw that. And then I go for little markings and I start to go into more details by putting lines in her hair. I added those few hairs in the front to make it look a little softer of an edge. And then I did the details in her ear. You can see I just erased them as I went. And I tried to do a neckline, but it just wasn't working right. I realized her neck looked really weird. Even though I was copying it straight from the photo, it just didn't look right. But then I decided to go to her glasses, so I just did a quick outline. It didn't take too long. I just quickly did that. And then I did her nose. If you saw the original that I showed you, I do end up changing her nose quite a bit to fit my drawing style. You can see here I went on with her lips, and I just kind of did it, just outlined it, and it just looked strange. So I was I'll go back to the lips later. This is hard. So I decided to do the eyebrows instead. And I did do them with a bunch of little lines, and I really like that. I actually ended up doing something very similar for my mom later after I did Diana's. And you can see later I actually fill in Diana's eyebrows. I didn't do that with my mom, and they're both ways are good. So yeah, it's just personal preference, I guess. You can see I tried so many times to give Diana a good mouth, and I was using a reference. But for some reason, the reference I was using, I just couldn't get it right, and it always looked weird. Eventually, I just kind of gave up on the reference and just did my own thing, and that looked a lot better. But, yeah. I did have some shape things that I was using to get straight lines and stuff. It's just helpful to use that, but you don't have to. And when I did my mom's, I actually didn't use that, and I think the mouth actually turned out better because one thing when you're using those shape things a lot is it's hard to like, it doesn't look natural. It looks so frigid, you know? And the reason I made the background green is because that way, like when I'm drawing white, I want to make sure I get it everywhere that I want it and it doesn't go over anything. And that's really hard to see most of the time. But if you make your background a strange color, then it's a lot easier to see. Here I was testing what would look good for like the background of her eyes, kind of like the glasses coloring, and also I was seeing whether I should replace the lines around the white. And I decided I did like it better with the lines, so I went ahead and just darkened those and kind of like made it like a shadow so you could see like there's definitely a difference between like the lenses and the back. And you could draw eyes through the lenses if you want to. I decided not to, and many drawing styles you actually don't. It also depends a lot on the angle the light is coming from, and I do admit I probably could have done a bit of a better job with that. Like I probably could have drawn eyes or something, but I just thought it looked cool without it. I could have also done like a very, very light blue instead of just like plain white, but I just didn't, and it's fine. Like either way works. So yeah, and then I just colored the background purple, and here you can see me experimenting with different noses. And I ended up liking this shape best for Diana. And I just kind of darkened it and stuff. There you see me filling in her eyebrows. But I did make it a bit transparent so you could still see all the individual hairs that I had done earlier. I just corrected the shape a bit. And then I added darker lines to the mouth. I actually did this in another layer, the darker lines on the mouth, so I could just delete the original mouth after. But I think I actually ended up liking it better with both, so I didn't delete it. And I'm just going darker on everything just because, like, at first it starts out as a sketch. Like, yes, I could do it all dark, but it just looks better to do it all light and then darken the most important lines, even if you can easily erase the dark just as easily as you erase the light. It's just easier that way. And then I just kind of edited her hair. It looked kind of weird with that one straight line, so I gave it the little different pieces at the end. And, yeah, just outlining all her hair. Yeah, I think like I love doing hair. It's definitely my favorite. I have to admit I could have chosen a picture of Diana where her hair was easier to do because since her head was kind of angled in this shot, it was kind of hard to do her hair. But I did it and it was fine. And then here's where I have the hardest time. Like I was trying to do her like boobs, like her breasts and stuff. And here I'm trying to get a good light reflection. And I was like, oh, I'm going to use blue. But then I randomly chose to use yellow instead for reasons, I guess. And I used like a watercolor so it wouldn't be too sharp. And then I like adjusted it. You can see me like adjusting it. But it just looked really bad. So I ended up taking it out. And here I'm doing the tongue. But I didn't like that shade of red too much. It looked too red. So I just made it a bit darker. And I did the background and made that. And then I did the background. And of course the white teeth. Because you don't want her teeth to be like yellow. Maybe next time I'll give her yellow teeth. If this video gets, let's go with, I think I have like 19 subscribers. So if this video gets 20 likes, then I'll do someone and make them look funny. Like, I don't know. Probably not going to get 20 likes, so I probably won't end up doing that. But like, hey, if you want to see that. And then I'm just coloring your hair, just like one big base color. You probably see like a lot of people are like, oh, don't do that line thing, don't do like the one big base color, it's like that or whatever. But it really does have a lot to do with the style that you're using to draw. Like the one I did for my mom, I didn't do those lines at all. I did something completely different because it was a different style a little bit. Like I did a very similar style, but I just did the hair kind of differently. This one I did end up using the lines. And it's really fine as long as you like it. That's like the most important part is that you do something that you like. And like there's no point in being, like I was just messy. Like if you're doing this on paper, obviously you have to pay more attention to coloring inside the lines. But I wasn't because I just went with my eraser and erased it after, which I actually, lots of times I find that a lot easier than trying to draw inside the lines because you end up having to do less erasing than you would drawing. And I just used like a big eraser. And then I made it smaller and did all the details and got all the little spaces open that were supposed to be open. And like, yeah, it was a lot of erasing. But it was worth it. It was really fun. But yeah, when I draw like this, I get so involved in it that I don't pay attention to like anything else. And apparently my dad had called me while I was doing this and I didn't even notice because I was just so like involved in my writing. And my dad doesn't live with me because, well, he does on weekends, but during the week he lives in a different state because he works there, and me and my mom stay here. And my parents aren't separated or anything. That's just how it worked out. So he comes every weekend, and he was calling me saying, "Oh, I'm about to board the plane," and oh well, I missed that. Okay, well, yeah. So I'm just like erasing everything, making everything nice and neat. Like whenever you're drawing, or at least if you draw like me, it looks so bad, and then once you like finish, it looks so much better. It's like, wow, I wasn't expecting that, because like you can see all these like gaps and stuff, and it just looks bad. Then I just resized it, and I just started writing everything that I love about Diana on there. And I did have the setting that would change my handwriting and make it like nicer, like it can sense what I wanted to write, and it changes it for me or something, so I don't need to be that neat. But yeah, so I really liked it, and I was just filling up her face first, and when I thought her face had enough, I just started to fill up her body. That's one reason. Like, I didn't really do a top. I did it later, but like not very well, and I was okay with that because one of the main points to the all the things I loved about her, which I just write all over her body. So like whenever she sees it, she can see everything that I love about her. I didn't write anything that, like, some things you might look at it and think, oh, that's bad. Like, why are you happy about that? But it's all things that I like about her. So yeah, that's like important. Make sure it's only good stuff. Unless it's somebody that you hate, then do bad stuff. But like, I mean, I'm not saying you should do that, but like, then I just did a gradient background and finished, like, I cleaned up all the like skin and shirt. Because the reason I ended up putting a shirt in the first place is because I was like, wait, if I don't put a shirt, then she's nude. I'm not going to do that to her. And then I just went in with the shading and just shaded it where I think it needed it. I ended up actually doing the shading on the wrong layer, so it made it a lot harder because I couldn't erase the shading without erasing like part of the shirt and stuff. So that was a problem. But yeah, I got it to work and it was fine. And one thing that I did differently when I did like my mom's is I didn't do the writing, and I was going to do it after, but then I decided, no, I don't think I want to do that. So instead of writing in her body, I just drew her body completely like I would draw like any person's body, like with the clothes and all the details and everything. And then around her, I just made her a little smaller, like you could see that I sized up Diana to fit the paper.
Okay, well, that was it, guys, and I really do want to apologize again for the terrible, terrible audio, and now this blurriness. Gee, thanks. Anyway, so I just want to apologize one more time because you can see, like, this is my microphone, and this is a little piece, and it's supposed to have this little, like, fuzzy muffler kind of piece right on top, but I lost that piece. So when I was recording my voiceover, I just had it like clipped right here. But since it didn't have the muffler thing, it was just getting my voice really loud, because I do have a really loud voice and I do talk really loud. And like, this is great on nights when I want to be quiet because I don't want anyone else in the house to hear or something like that. But most of the time I'm just really loud, especially when I'm excited and happy, which is like I am right now. So because of that, yeah, it's just a problem. I need to get a new muffler thing, but I don't think you can buy them like that, so I might just have to get an all new microphone. I'm hoping I don't have to do that, so I'm going to try and like work something out. Maybe a cotton ball will work, but I doubt it. Anyway, so that was the problem, and I'm really sorry about that. Oh, also, while I'm doing a video, why not mention I got a pet snail. It's really small, and I couldn't find it earlier. I actually have two. I think this one died on me. I got it like yesterday, but it's already like dead. It's so sad. And I haven't been able to find the other one, so I hope that one's not dead too. And I just got them from my garden, so like I can look and see if I can find another one. Because I think the problem was like I had a mini cherry tomato in here for food, which I mean I looked online and that should be okay. But what might be the problem is like I didn't have it, like it's now I squished it, but I didn't have it squished before, so it was like the hard skin, and I thought they would just be able to eat through that, but maybe not. So I squished it now, so they may have just starved to death. Sorry. But I'll get better, and hopefully my mom will eventually let me get a dog, because that's what I really want. I really want a puppy. I want a cockapoo, and they're so cute and amazing. I can do a video on cockapoos if you want that. So if you want that, just leave it in the comments below. So, yeah, if you don't leave it in the comments below, I probably won't do it, or at least not for a really long time when I can't think of any ideas. But if you do want it, just put in the comments below and I'll get to that. So, bye.